There we go. Hey, how's it going? Just been keeping busy, getting some work done as we do. Trying to see if Big Sexy's around somewhere. I gotta figure I can yell at him for a minute. But tonight we got a few things we're going to talk about. We're going to give away some stuff, and yeah, we're going to go from there. Let's see. I'll send this. I'll say if you're bored, and you might notice a different camera setup, and there's a reason for that. That's because we're going to do that whole live play. And but yeah, we'll get to that in a couple minutes, in case somebody else is coming in. So yeah, let's see. I should send this to him too, so he can share it. This way we can talk to the old Big Sexy there. There we go. All right. So first off, I got the graveyard shift stuff in the mail, and yeah, I know Pops is gonna holler at me for glares and everything else, but we're gonna do what we're doing. But yeah, it came with, what was it, the Volume 3 supplement, I think it was. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to read it yet. It came in. I am gonna check it out because I do like the Graveyard Shift series. Yeah, this is 4. I have the others. They're in the vault, on the shelf. So they're not going anywhere. But yeah, so I got that. That was pretty cool. I also got, since I got to meet him the other day, I got Thin Blue Line from Mike Barron, and was it Joseph Arnold, Jeff Slimons? Okay, I'm gonna butcher that. So yeah, I didn't get a chance to read this one either, but I will say, first off, I got from both of them. Both of the books had cards, which is nice. I always appreciate it. Oh, he's right. That glare does go away when you tilt it. Totally right. And these are from Thin Blue Line. We got them. I like this one. That's the cover. That's the reason I like it, but I just like it anyway. So I got that one. I have a deck box where I keep all the cards from each of the CG books or whatever books I get. So we keep them nice and neat in the box. I'll put that back in the vault then. And later on tonight, we are giving these 3 away. Depends on who's been commenting. We're gonna make sure we give those out. We'll pick the name and make sure we give those away. All right, so that's those. That's that. What else can we do? I've been next week on the 13th, I believe. It's the Wednesday, whatever the Wednesday was. We have Chris Birch from Modiphius. He's going to be on. And then, of course, we have Nicholas Brendan on the 29th. But in order to get ready for Chris, I've been rereading my Conan stuff and everything, getting re-familiar with the 2D20 system, because that's what they did with the RPGs. Of course, I have the Kung Fu Panda board game because who's not going to get that. But I also grabbed these 2 books when they were on sale. This one's Conan, this one's Horrors of the Hyborian Age, and everybody said get this one because it's essential if somebody wants to run a magic user. The Book of Skelos. Not even out of the plastic yet. That's how little time I've had lately. But that's going to be one of my things. Now, inside of Thin Blue Line, and you'll get used to the rambling. Of course, they had the preview for the next set of books. I always like the Weird West kind of stuff, so I'll check that one out. Okay. But they also had this nice sticker. We'll be using that. And they had this. Now, that's going to be shiny, because it's a Thin Blue Line metal coin here. I'm surprised I can spin that without dropping it. But yeah, pretty hefty. You hear it hitting there. So yeah, I always appreciate the metal coins. It's one of the reasons why we give them away in the Slaughterville games. Why we use the metal coin as the first player marker. So yeah, I didn't even know this was in there. So can't argue with that. Can't argue with that. So that's my stuff I've been doing. And yeah, you'll notice this, and that's just because we're doing the top-down thing when we check out the game and everything else. But let's see. Show you this. It is the, if you haven't seen it yet, it's the box for the Gone Hunting. That's the one we're going to be testing today. It's the box mock-up. You know, we're getting along. We're getting along. I think all I have to do is rework the art for. See, if you look at these tile cards, we have these tiles. Of course, we have. Let me take that down. Not that I don't like looking at the box. I do. Just, well, I mean, I'm kind of biased since I made it. So there's a forest one. But here, look at the one on the top. Would it be your? Oh, whatever it is. This one here. That's the one for the fields. Okay. Now compare that one to this fields. I just don't like this one as much. So I'm going to redo the rest of the field to match that art. I decided I like that one better. Plus, now this was just for the print and play. You'll notice that they are taller, doesn't matter, taller than they are wide. So they're supposed to be the hexes, but I print and played them wrong, and they just came out a little oblong. So when I do the next version of the print and play, I'll make sure I get these, a little shorter on the one end, so that they come out right. So yeah, that's where we're at. That is where we're at. So what we're going to do today is we're going to play through we'll explain how to play, and then we'll play through a couple of rounds of Gone Hunting. Oh, Ben messaged me. Oh, no. If you're watching, Ben, don't worry about it. Honest to God, not a big deal if you can't come in. You eat supper because, like I said, he's pretty busy and he gets home real late. Heck, it's after 9 for us now, but yeah, no, don't even worry about it. I just figured if you were bored. So yeah, if he comes in though, we'll do the big sexy intro. So we got that. And in fact, just in case he's not watching. Watching is good. All right, cool. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's pretty much all I really had to show you for that. I did the rule book, and I don't really need to reference it, but I did it so that people can check it out. I put the iconography in, which again I'm gonna have to update when I update the animal tokens, and when I update the looks of some of the cards. Also, these things, if you weren't aware, are not going to be this for the final. They're going to be like 2 millimeter thick tiles. Okay. Same thing with the cards. They're going to be standard cards with backs and everything, but I'm sure you're more than aware of this. And the folding boards that you'll see in a minute. They'll be standard. We have a reference sheet which I have to modify because I got rid of the cabin cards that you see there. I got rid of those because we don't need them. I was talking to a guy, and I know you know who it was if I'd say the name. But he said to me once that strip everything out of the game, and if it's not fun when it's there, it's not going to be fun when you add everything else to it. So that's what I did. I took out everything I didn't need, and when I was looking at this, and we wanted it to be faster, family weight, as little complexity as possible, and that's when I realized I don't need the cabin cards. Some of the other cards, the miss cards and the store cards, do the same thing that the cabin cards would have done, and they would have been in addition to this. So there's no real point to having those. There was no point at all. I rednecked this one up. Big sexy. I redneck this one up because each bag has their animals. Of course, it's going to be Crown Royal, mainly because no shock here. I like the RPGs and I have a bunch of dice, so I can't wait to get these bags back for dice. But I have it listed where it shows the name of the map tile, or the area, I guess you would say, and so you know which bag to draw out of when you draw a map tile. Yep, there we go. Hey, sorry, I didn't see you. This is what happens when I get yakking. I just get talking. You know how it is. Yeah, and you heard about Nicholas, right? Brendan coming on. I'm pretty sure I told you. He'll be on the 29th, if I didn't tell you. That's going to be this Drunken Rogues, July 29th. That's when he'll be here. Because I know you're going to want to come on and ask questions, which is cool. That's what I told people to do. Come on, ask questions. That's what we're here for. That's why I want you here. You know? So feel free to do it. All right. Let's see. I think that's honestly the basics of it, except for, yeah, me too. I want to see if I can get him to remember that he said I made his testicles blush. So, yeah, I want to see if he remembers that call. Ben's like, when are you going over the gone hunting? I'm like, we're doing it soon, but don't worry about it, man. You eat your supper, you do what you gotta do. You don't even worry about this. We got it. And wait until you see the videos on Monday. If you haven't seen them already, yeah, I'm pretty sure we are special. And yeah, you're gonna like it. You're gonna like it. If you like the outdoor stuff, come in Monday nights at 9 o'clock Eastern for the outdoors indoors, and that's when me and Big Sexy Outdoors, we sit and we chat. We talk about the outdoorsy stuff because, well, we both do that and hang out. All right. Well, so what you do here in Gone Hunting is, and I'll show you the setup in a minute, is you're going to be setting out those map tiles that we showed. And you're going to be exploring this hunting land. Now, originally, I had this thing set up as a static map where I designed the areas where you're going to walk and everything else. And I thought, that's kind of boring. Not that it was. I'm a fan of variety. And if I can randomize it and it doesn't hurt the game, I'm going to do it. I want to do that. And so I wanted to make modular maps, right? So at first I thought, well, we'll just make like quarters, and we'll make just big sections. We'll do that with maps. That's what takes me so long, is my brain works through these things. But I ended up with, I'm like, well, what would be the most modular that gives people the feeling of creating? In other words, it's your hunting ground now, right? It's your area because you made it, you discovered it. You hiked through the woods and you found everything. And that's what I wanted, right? So then I thought these hex, I was going to do squares, but hexes actually blend better if I were able to speak. And plus, it gives you more options for how you want the layout. Just more variety, right? Oh, there, that was bending again. Okay. No big deal. So that's what it is. And each one of those map tiles is going to have a special bonus that you get when you place it, only when you place it, just to make life easier on everybody. But we have our dice here, which we'll show you when we do the top-down thing. We'll walk through the setup, but your job is going to be to go through, hunt, solve these, put it up against my fatness, solve these trophy cards, and because that'll help give you points. And plus, there's a couple of other ways you're going to get points through the game, whether it's just killing animals or even saving money. If you want to go the money route, you'll get some points for getting extra money at the end of the game. So yeah, I have a few things that I forgot to send out. But I'd like to send out this. You know what? I might do that. Not now, of course, but I mean later. If you remember the Laughing Rogue Facebook page, which, cool. I'm going to put the current rule book up there so that you can grab it, take it down, and look at it. And this way you can browse through it, say, hey, this one doesn't make sense. I think you're half retarded or something. Okay? Also, I finished up, this is the other thing I did this week. We have the Slaughterville director's cut waiting for the boat. They're organizing everything now. It's honestly out of my hands. There's nothing I can do. I told the freight forwarding company to talk to the manufacturer, and they do what they do, grab a boat, and send it over. In the meantime, I also finished Slaughterville 3. I finished the files. I made the print and play, which I'm going to upload the print and play and send it out to everybody as soon as I get half a minute. And then I sent the files to the manufacturer, so they're just going to start printing that soon. So Director's Cut in 3 will be this year. I mean, unless there's unforeseen circumstances with 3, which I don't see happening because it's a small game, right? There's only the 4 villains, the mats and the decks, a couple of tokens and stuff. Otherwise, yeah, that should not take long at all. We should be able to get that by December at the latest, I would think. So, but in the meantime, we're going to also launch book 2. You know what? Maybe I'll show you the cover for that if you didn't see it. Let me run over here. Slaughterville graphic novel. Book 2. I know I did a whole thing with it, but just in case you weren't there for it, we'll do it without the lettering. You know what? No, we're going to do it PNG printed file lettering because it shows the new version. See, before there was a white border around the pages, which again, it's the usual for a comic, right? But what they did is now whenever she's on screen, I say on screen, on page, they put the black border around it. They said it makes it feel more ominous. So I thought that was pretty neat. And some of them, they extended the picture behind the panels and all of this. All good. See, whenever she's there, boom. And when she's not there, then things switch back to normal. And that's one of the ways you can tell. I also have the video. You know what? I'm going to play that too. Just, I don't know if I can or not. Maybe I can. Yep, that's when she finds the campers. And then somebody interrupts her. And I'm going to say it doesn't go well for him, because an axe to the head never really works out for that person. Neither does a broken neck, squished in the door. Those are all just nameless counselors. And then when we get to the flashback scene, I like that they did the tan background. And it starts off like you're reading a diary, sepia toned, and then it gets more and more color, until it's, well, now you're there walking with them. And then all of the caption boxes are still in. I'm calling it sepia because I'm not an artist and don't know what that color is. But that is where we're at. There we go. Yeah, I thought they did pretty good. All right. So we got that. I know there was something else. Oh my goodness. Ben said he has a stove fire. Oh my Lord. What are we going to do with him? What else were we talking about? It's just, I start rambling and then we'll forget where I was. We got the books, we got that, we got Gone Hunting in September. People are real. You know what? It's really weird. I didn't expect such a resurgence. I expected people to trickle in here and there. But Gods of Metal, a lot of people have come to me and said, holy crap, I just saw this game, I just played it. I need to have it. And you know what? That's my fault that they didn't see it before because I wasn't this into doing the social stuff or the videos or anything like that. So yeah, I didn't really get it as advertised as much as I should have. But now people just keep saying, hey, I really like it. How can I get a copy? If you want a copy, send me an email. Okay, send me a message on the Laughing Road Facebook thing. I'll send you a PayPal invoice or something, but we'll make sure you get a copy. Hell, go to the link in the bottom where it says about pre-ordering Slaughterville 3. You can get Gods of Metal there. So if you really want a copy, that's where it is. All right. I guess I yacked enough. Holy macaronis on a stick that I did for 21 minutes. Okay, so let's do this. So I'm going to hit the settings. I'm switching to cam, so you can stop looking at my ugliness. And now we're back here on the table. Okay. And I tried to set it up so that you don't actually see me. Make sure you can hear me. If you can hear me, say yes. So I just want to make sure. Or I could just stop being a vegetable and just check the settings for the mic, right? Audio. Dun, 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 dun. It is saying that it is picking up. It is a pretty good mic, I will say. Kat and the kids got me the mic and this camera, this 4K camera that you're seeing now. They got me that for, I think it was the anniversary or one of my, it was either an anniversary or a birthday or something. But yeah, they got me that because they knew I wanted to do this. And now that they did that, I was able to really get into it. Then I found out about StreamYard, which is what I use here for streaming, which has a free version, but I wanted to have the paid just so I could go up to 10 people and all that other stuff. Not that, honestly, I haven't used 10 people that much on here. The free one would have been good. But, I like to also support programmers because, well, I am one. I know, I'm a redneck programmer. I'm a high-tech redneck. All right, so let's do this. I'm going to move this up just a hair so you can see it better. And I know you can see the board down here, but I just want to show you a little bit better. Now, these will be, again, standard, like board game board size, but they're going to be bifold, which means they will, fold in half. I did this I just printed it out, laminated it, taped it together, that kind of a thing. And this die that I'm using here was from Javelin Dice. They actually did the metal dice for Slaughterville. And I'm thinking about letting them do a special metal die set for this one because we're going to have a ton of dice. But I think having a few dice that are metal would be, like the starter dice, would be cool. So yeah, we'll see. Because Dave's always been a good guy for us. Oh, I wish I could tell you this thing, but I'm not allowed to say anything yet. But I'm telling you, it is awesome. Okay, just trust me when I say that it's awesome. And I can't. I'm still flabbergasted about it. All right. So for setting this up, you're going to get this ammunition board, and it's going to be, I'm not going to keep saying it's going to be a standard board thing, right? But this ammunition is going to hold your ammo dice. Now, right now, I'm using dice from a game called Monster Apocalypse, just as a stand-in. But it's going to be the same concept. And it's going to be a $1, $2, $3 die, because I used to have the dice in the store cards, but then they would only come up random where you could buy ammo. And I'm like, no, if you go into the hunting store, you can just buy, your ammo. So I got to move the phone out of the way. That was Xander. So I made this ammunition board just to hold the dice so that you can see when you do a buy action, when you go to buy something, then you can also buy ammo. Okay. So when you start, you'll lay these two boards out. The first one up here is the store board, and the store, again, I'm still checking fonts, still checking all of that stuff, so nothing is final. But the store has all of these cards and more. I didn't do every card. We're going to have stretch goals for more store cards and different kinds of store cards. And then there's a discard and then 4 store spots. So that's going to be what you're going to be able to buy throughout the game. Once you get animals, you can kill animals, and then that'll give you, it'll give you points or money, depending on how you want to use them. Now, this tile, I left it out here blank because, brutal honesty, I didn't want to print the rest of the. I didn't want to reprint tiles until after I really tested it. But that's going to be what I call the start tile. Everybody starts on the start tile, and if you want to buy, you have to leave the hunting area, come back to the start, shop at the store, turn in your trophy cards, or buy your ammo. Okay, so that's what that's going to be. So I mean, it only makes sense. Plus, if you get injured, which means all of your health is gone. Oh, I did forget to grab health tokens, didn't I? I'll use something, or we'll just remember, Anyway, so if you die or you get injured, then you have to come back to the start. And then it doesn't end your turn or anything. You don't lose anything. You don't have to discard cards. You just come back here, get your health back, and go back out hunting. Not a big deal. It just, hey, you tried to fight a mountain lion with a 22 rifle. You were stupid. Okay? And that's what that represents. Plus, we also got the miss cards here for when you do miss anything, then you draw one of these. Now, you can also gain a miss card like through one of these cards. And then you're able to, if you have one that you stored or that you've gained, you can play that on somebody else's hunting turn. And it's like you stepped in front of them, or you caused the animal to run away and they missed. So, yeah, there is a little bit of, haha, I got you in this. So, that's that. All right. So once these boards are set up, honestly, it only takes like a couple of seconds. Shuffle the store deck, deal 4, put the first player marker on here. I am trying to get a 3D miniature for each player and for the round marker, but we'll see if we hit that stretch goal or not to do minis, because honestly, it's going to be about $3,000 just to get the sculpts for the minis, and then another 5 or 6 just to get the molds made for the miniatures. So they're not cheap. I'd like to do it, don't get me wrong. But until we reach that, and I'm not saying we're not done, because we will. Until we reach that, we're going to stick with the regular tokens. So anyway, you put store cards out, you put these out, grab your pretty little pawn, and then set them on the start tile. So one's orange, one's green, and there's going to be a first player marker, so we know who's going first, and that'll switch back and forth between each round, but I only have 2 people, so I'm going to do my best to remember. Everybody's going to get 2 of the white ammo dice, so you start with at least 2 of those, and you can spend them, but you'll see when we go. And plus we have these 4 starter cards. Now these starter cards are just a basic of weapons, and they're the ones you get in the beginning of the game. You can't sell them because they're not worth anything, but they just hang out. Now, and to make it fair, I don't know what's what, and each one does have their own ability. So I'm going to shuffle them, and I'll give orange is going to get the 20 gauge, and green gets, speaking of the 22 rifle, he gets the 22. All right, then you take the rest of the starter ones, set them off to the side because nobody's getting them. Now the 22 has 1 white die when you go to hunt. You always get that one no matter what. It has 1 range, which means you can see your square or your tile. Let's see. And if you don't move this turn, you can either gain a white ammo die or a move token, because you're going to get move tokens, range tokens, and so on. All right, so the 22 is one where you're sitting there stalking, and you're using the scope to see ahead. Now, the 20 gauge, again, for anybody that has one, let's see. Again, if the trigger is gold, the bird will fold. You know who said that? I'll be impressed. But this one also gets a white die. It's the 1 range. Hi, Amos. How are you? It says if you don't hunt this round, gain a bullet token, or gain an ammo die, a white one. So this one is if you are more cautious about shooting, it'll get you more bullets because you're saving your rounds, you're saving your ammo. You're taking more care to take the shot, however you want to look at it. Hi. How are you? Hi. You got the kitty again? Here, let me show. Because I don't think, let me just do this. Bear with me 1 second. Let's get the settings. And we'll do the camera. And you're going to hear the, oh, there's the stupid kitty that Xander found. Ow, ow. Meow and stuff. They named it Toyota because he found it in his car. There you go. Get the fuzzball away from me. I'm not a cat person. I am a fat person, but not a cat person. Okay. I would give it to you in a second, but Xander would get upset. I hate cats. Yeah, but it is fuzzy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of fluffy. Yeah, if you're into that kind of thing. But anyway, back to this. So we're on our start tile, right? We got green and we got orange. So I keep them here, green and orange, right? And what you can do on your turn, again, according to the handy dandy reference sheet, we have that up here. The first thing you always do is you're going to place out a map tile, okay? And that means from the face down ones that you're going to draw and shuffle. And yes, again, I know that they're not exactly the right shape. I have to resize them, and eventually I'll get that right. But you draw a map tile, and for the first one, okay, during setup, you put one out, okay? Now on your turn, so you draw one, and the map space has to match at least one of the ones you have. Now, what if you drew a lake and the lake didn't match the forest or the mountains here? Well, then you would just simply keep drawing until you got one that could match, like these multiple tiles, which there's going to be a few of those, just so we can do stuff like this. And then you can match it to any angle you want. Even if one of the other sides doesn't match, it doesn't matter. As long as the one side matches another side. That's all that matters. Okay, so I'm going to take this mountain, and I'm going to put that mountain right here. Now, if you look on here, it has what the map tile is, and it has these 4 icons because it's all 4 of the different types. This one just has mountain because it's just a mountain. And then so it shows a cabin here, but okay, that was supposed to be a cabin card, but now it's the miss card. So that means you gain a miss card. So the next time somebody tries to do a hunt, you can say, nope, you missed. All right. And then because this one's an all 4, I can draw from any of the bags and put it out. So I'll just grab one from the lake. Oh, darn it, I did forget something. That's what I get for talking. Each person also gets a trophy card. So you have an objective, something you're going to do. The green one has outfoxed any 2 fox, gray or red, that he has to kill in order to cash that in. And you can get more than one of these trophy cards. It's just, if you don't complete them, well, you don't get the extra bonus points for them, and you don't get the extra reward for them. That's all. Not that big a deal. Now, he got, on orange, got big money trophies. It's worth 15 points at the end of the game, but you have to spend 4 animals with a total of 15 trophy points or more. The bonus is you get 2 cards from the store and a miss card. So even if it gives you equal or less points, those rewards are there to make up for it. But you can always just, keep the animals. And that's what the testing is also going to do, is help me to adjust the point values for things. It's like, oh, that was worth way too much, or that one wasn't worth enough. And we're going to keep going from there. So we got our trophy things. We got that. I'm going to draw one from the lake. And you draw one that you don't see because you don't want to see the front of it. So I drew this. I'm going to put it right here on the thing. So that's that. And then you get your actions. I'm going to move. And moving will get you 2 move points, which will let you move through tiles. Now, unfortunately, to move into a mountain is 2 move points. So we move into the mountain for the 2. And if I had any move tokens or any such thing like that, I could spend them. I can scout if I want, which I can. That means using my range, which if I look at the gun, I have a range of 1. So I can see 1 away. Okay. and I can look at this and see what animal it is, and then either put it face up or face down. Since I need foxes, I want to see what this is. This is a mallard. I'm going to put it face up just because I don't want to waste my time or not knowing, or trying to remember two different players' worth, if you know what I mean. All right, so that's my two things. That's what I did. I did not. Oh, his is if you don't move, you get. But I did move, so there's that. Okay. Now on each of these, it's a. And again, we have a better look at this in another video. But they have the pelt point, or the trophy points rather. I used to call them pelt points for some reason. They have a $1 value. They have a life points, and if they're a dangerous animal, they'll have a number of hits over here. It also has the symbol for waterfowl, so just in case anything says, get waterfowl animals. So you have that waterfowl, fur-bearing, small game, and large game. There's also, if there's a star there, it's a legendary animal. I think I have legendary ducks. Maybe I'll put in a legendary duck, like Scrooge. All right, so then now that was that. We go to day 2. We have 14 days to hunt. First player goes back. Oh, I didn't take his turn. I was just yakking. So he got a forest. So we're gonna put his forest right here. Yeah, I'll put it like this just to show you. You can put it any way you want. It doesn't matter. He gets a move token. Speaking of move tokens, I'm gonna give him one of those. And again, that's not what they're gonna look like in the final game. That's just my prototypey stuff. And he gets a miss card as well. Those are rare, so I mean, it's amazing that they're both getting them. So yeah, and he gets to pull from the forest. Now, yes, I know that I'm going to know what each of these animals are if I scout and look ahead. But that's the thing of playing with a single player. Now, I don't have the solo rules down yet. I want to get the multiplayer down. Then I'll do the solo. So that's going to be that. And solo is going to be like an AI-driven hunter or hunters, so that you can rack up a certain number of points. That's how it's going to be. Unless I just make you race against a certain point score. I'm not sure yet. So you're going to move. And you know what? You're going to move again. Since that's moving into more mountains, because that's connected by mountains, that's 2 points to go in there. So he did not hunt, so he gets the white ammo. All right, good. Now we go to 2, and he's to the first player again. And we build this city on rock and roll until there is no more tiles. Once the tiles are done, that's it. I'm going to put the forest, or the fields rather, right there. And he's going to grab one from the fields. We're going to set that down right there. All right, so now what does he want to do? What does Orange want to do? Well, just for the giggles of it, because again, we're just doing a demo here and not really trying to play as much for competition. We're going to show you what shooting is like. We're going to show you what hunting is like. So Orange is going to kill this duck, or make an attempt to anyway. All right, so the first thing you do is you check your gun. On your gun, it's going to have a range, like we said, and it's going to have a number of bullet dice that you get. So he gets 1 white die to start with. And I'm not going to have them do the miss card thing just because, well, I want you to see how this goes. And each of these dice have a set of hits, whether it's a single or a double hit. And I know these are small. Again, it's just because they're the Monster Apocalypse dice. Ours are going to be nice chunky dice. So I think it's like 8mm dice, something small. Ours will be 12, maybe 14. If we hit stretch goals, we might do the 16mm chunky dice like in the Slaughterville 2 stuff. So, hey, everybody loves chunky. So there's that. I hope your grease fire went okay, Ben. But he's going to grab 3 dice. Okay. Now, again, the mallard duck is pretty hard to hit because they're fast, and that's why they have more health. It takes into account the animal's speed as well as their, their difficulty. Your gun. Yeah, so we take this and we roll it. Look at that. Hopefully you can see it. But I got 4 hits. Now, those 4 hits mean I killed this duck. Okay, so my first action, I killed a duck. Now, that doesn't actually count towards any of my, for my objectives, but, just so you see what happened. Now, I can save this animal for the 3 points later for the pelt, or I can, if I want to come back here and buy something from the store, I can spend it for the $3 that it gives. Now, some of these cards or some of these tiles will also give money. So, that's not the only way you can get money is by selling your animals. All right. And he's going to, again, just to show you the scout. Scouting, okay, I'll do it the other way. Scouting means I can either look at one or I can pull a certain number of animals out of the bag equal to the scouting ability, but I can look at them because I'm looking for them. So since he doesn't have any scout, they don't either. Okay, so this scout is just going to be used to range and look and see what this one is. This one is a raccoon, which is, pretty simple. I'll just leave it up to show you. All right, so I don't really want a raccoon. I want a darn fox for that guy. And that one wants some big animals. Big money trophies, it's called. I should call it big sexy trophies. I think I'm going to change that one. Big sexy trophies. If you haven't seen Big Sexy Corn yet, you will. You will. All right. So yeah, I can't actually. The only way I can hinder the other person is through the use of these miscards. I can't walk over there and shoot that person. That would be awkward. I mean, we'll see. No, you can't shoot him. All right, so I'm going to set this water one over here, just because I want to grab a lake tile or a lake animal because hey, I'm looking for fox, and fox tend to hang out in the lakes or in the fields. And what did we get there? So we put that down. Oh darn! See, if I don't move, I can get more bullets. Now these, since I spent them, come back to here. You know what? I'm just going to move anyway. I'm going to go 1 and 2, and I'm going to scout this thing just to see what it is. It is another mallard. Now, it's a weaker one. It only has 2 of the health, but it only gives $2 instead of 3 like the other one. All right, and this is how you do it. And then once you're done, the round passes, and you keep going until you get to the end of the game where trophies will be completed. People are going to come back and buy money. You're gonna end up fighting larger animals, like in the mountains we have bears, we have mountain lions, we have bighorn sheep. What else do we have? There's coyotes, all kinds of fun stuff. Legendary animals. Wolves. Do we have wolves? If we don't have wolves, we'll make sure to put something in there for them. But that's how we play this Gone Hunting. It's fairly simple. Now let's just say for the giggles and stuff that it's his turn. He comes up here. He tries to shoot this thing, and he misses. Darn it, he hit again. All right, look, he's too good at shooting. All right. Well, let's pretend he missed. You missed. Oh, darn. So you would draw what's called a miss card. Now, the miss cards are going to have something funny to say on them. Like this one here, he drew his bathroom break. After this poor shot, you say it was because you had to go to the bathroom. Okay? You set your gun down just in time to see the largest animal you've ever seen step in front of you and then walk away. And what miss cards will do is they also have a number that tells which direction animals are going to move. So they will move that way towards and off sometimes the end of the board, which is why that scout, the scout option is so important, because scouting is another way that you're going to be able to get animals to the board, because if you miss, well, you just spooked all these animals. This one here managed to be able to land on this, and then, but these two would go off the board and back into the bag. So yeah, I mean, missing is a dangerous thing, but at the same time, it's not hard to get animals back out here. And not all of them are a 3 either. Some of them are like a 2 or a 1. This one just happened to be a bigger one. Like we have other ones. Uh-oh, which is where I actually had that happen where I found a bear came at me while I was out hunting once. I'll save that one. I'll save that one. Oh, slip and fall. We did this one too, me and Big Sexy, where we slipped on ice and we fell. That was not as much fun as it sounds. But we don't have a ton of the missed cards because honestly, they're not. You don't need a ton of them because you can, once the deck's empty, just shuffle them back up and make a new deck of missed cards. But if you have funny pictures of weird things that have happened during hunting, send them our way. We'll put them in as a missed card. It'll be fun. Same thing with your guns. Same thing with other equipment that you have that you want to showcase. It has to be a good picture. I can't just take any old picture. Make sure it's a good picture, and we'll gladly use it. So other than that, if you have any questions on Gone Hunting, because that's really how it's played until the end. Now, if you want to, like I said, if you want to buy, let's say I'm out here and I want to buy, I don't have to move all the way back. I just go, okay, I'm back at start. And then I can either cash in animals that I saved or money tokens that I've gotten, and I can buy any one of the cards that are out here. Or I can buy ammunition. A white die is $1, blue is $2, red is $3. Red has the most hits on it, and it's easier to, like high-powered ammo kind of a thing. Realize I can't believe we've been 47 minutes on this. Of course, we did 20 minutes of talking with some other stuff. Why 14 days to hunt? Oh, 2 weeks of deer season. Yeah, that's why we did 14 days, because it's the actual 2 weeks for deer season. I should have mentioned that. My bad. All right. Yeah, I know not everybody's into hunting, but I think even if you're not into hunting, it's a good, it's a bit of a competitive game because you're seeing who can get the most points. It's not heavily complex like some of my games can be, and I think that pretty much anybody would be able to get into this. It's a I'd say medium to lightweight style game if you were trying to rate it. And there's not a lot of things you need to remember to do. It's moving. You can buy stuff from the store. You can find your trophies, and it tells you on your card what animals and what things you need for your trophies. And yeah, shooting stuff, rolling dice and shooting stuff. Doesn't get much more fun than that. I tell you what. And again, if I can't, I put the I put the request out for the quote for how to say it, for the miniatures, and they came back pretty quick. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure they'll be nice. It's just they're not cheap, and if we want to have minis in this game, like I really want to, we're going to have to work for them and open that sucker up. Let's see. Now I want to show. Yeah, we'll rewind that. Okay. All right. So yeah, are there any other questions on the Gone Hunting? And again, I'm going to fix the fields art. I'm going to fix that. I'm going to fix the cabin cards to say missed cards. Once I get people down here to play, because I like to hear what other people think about it. Then I'll rework the tiles to look prettier, as far as oblong. And we're going to rework the cost of the cards. I know, I have the crossbow here set for $9, which sounds like a lot, when you're first starting. But you got to realize that duck that he shot was worth $3. So, yeah, and I got to check to see, are 2 actions enough, or should we go to 3 actions? And that's the thing we do with testing, But I would say it is 75% complete as far as the bones of it are done. It's the small tweaks at the end. I'd almost go to 80. I'd almost go to 80% done. But it's the small tweaks at the end that, we just have to fix and we have to work on. All right. Anything else? All right. Let me show you this. Then I'll let you go. Add to screen. See if I can't make that as full screen as I can get it, and I hope that's okay. We did the graphic novel intro, and if you didn't see that, here you go. There we are. So yeah, that's the, let's switch the camera back. Sorry to do that to you. But there we go. So yeah, that's the video for the next Slaughterville book, which, again, I'm hoping to have out for August. We'll see. That's my plan, is to have it out sometime in August. Let's put it that way. So I'm gonna be doing the whole media blast, as they call it, where you go everywhere and you start promoting and all that other stuff with it. So yeah, let me know what you think. But other than that, that's all we got for today. I appreciate you stopping in. All right, so I guess we'll catch you next time.